An argument fatal to the communist theory is suggested by the fact that a desire for poverty is one of the elements of our nature, meaning one of the fundamental problems with the whole political philosophy of communism and socialism is that they don't allow any private acquisition and individual possession of anything in that state or society of the world, no matter who we are, what we represent, what obligations we're following and living up to for the state, for the elevation of the society, and whatever else that we genuinely, productively, progressively, naturally deserve to have in our lives, and that we also need the rights and the freedoms of expression, speech, justice, equality, fairness, property, and all that for our consistency, for our growth, ambition, needs, jobs, all that is going to be denied by the communist and the socialist state, because there is no possession of any lands by anyone in that state except for the government, because the government is consumed by the desire for property. The existence of the government is for the preservation of more and more land and property into its hands in one way or another, and that's why governments exist, so that it can capture and occupy and conquer more and more lands and properties around the whole world in one way or another, by completely disregarding and disrespecting the rights, needs, desires of the common human beings, of both men and women, that they need to grow, to progress, to succeed in their lives. And for that, they need property, they need riches. And by lands and properties, we do not necessarily mean or refer to riches, wealth, possessions all the time, but it's about common wealth, common health, and welfare, food, employment, money, jobs that we fundamentally, imperatively need in our lives for consistency, for obviously growth, for the elevation of our character and realization of ambitions, and so on and so forth. All that is going to be trampled upon and almost rejected by the communist state, by the society of socialism that's run by obviously right wing leaders that prioritize themselves, that want to be able to keep everything with themselves and then hold on to everything else also that remains for the people, and that should belong to and go to the people's hands for their growth, prosperity, life, etc. But then again, the communist state is fundamentally concerned with occupation and possession of lands and properties into its hands, so that nothing remains for the people, and the people can be enslaved, dominated, controlled, so that the people maintain constant obedience, conformity, agreement towards the government's leaders, and also towards its rules, regulations, ideologies, etc., without any